Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto markets. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Polymarket, Memecoins, and of course, NFTs. Today, we're going to discuss struggling DATs, and if this could signal the end of the cycle. We're going to talk about prediction markets, get some alpha courtesy of Easy, figure out what he's trading in these markets. And our friend, our very good friend, Node, is going to be joining the show later to talk all things X402. What are we missing out on this meta? What are the intricacies? What's going on with Tibbir, the meme coin that continues to send and is up to a $400 million market cap? Thank you all for listening today. We appreciate each and every one of you, both in the spaces and on YouTube. If you're listening on spaces, give us a like, give us a comment, give us a bookmark. If you're feeling generous, give us a retweet. Push us out there in the algorithm. If you're listening on YouTube, give us a comment. Let us know what you want to talk about today. What are you trading? What are your X402 alpha tokens? We'll pull them up. We'll take a look at them later in the show. Joined today by Easy. Easy, how you feeling today? Little Tuesday action. I think you might be muted.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling good. Get a nice little rip over the weekend. Things cooled off a little bit. Get the lay of the land. Figure out what's going on. What have you been up to? Doing any prediction market trading? You've been doing any more?
Got mention market tomorrow. I traded Trump's mention market last night. We talked to the Japan soldiers, so traded that. Yeah, I mean, overall, still good. Can't complain.
Are you still active on the synthetics trading?
Yeah, I'm sitting at a 60K balance right now. I dropped all the way down to like 24, but we ran it back up.
Let's go. Okay, I see you here. So you're top 30 right now.
I was top 20. So like, I'm in some shorts. I regret being in these shorts.
What do you think wins this?
Ooh, that's tough. Fang's gonna win for sure. I mean, he's over $500,000. He longed the Bitcoin. He Pico bottom ticked it with like 100x leverage.
Is he still in it?
I think he closed it finally.
Okay. I don't think 500K wins it. I think he's going to play defensive.
You don't think 500K wins it?
I don't think 500K wins it. There's 23 more days to this.
I think 500K wins it.
Somebody's going to hit it.
I think 500K wins it.
There should be a prediction market on this. There is, right?
There is. Yeah.
Check it out. Keyboard Monkey is just 646 trades. He has just never stopped clicking since his
dude, go look at Kaleo. Kaleo's is nuts.
Where's he? He was doing well for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's about to lose. 482. Swift Fox 12.
Bro, he was up like 150K. I watched him run it all the way down, all the way back up, and then all the way back down.
$14 in a dream now for Kaleo.
That's it.
Rektober getting crushed. Gainsey getting crushed. Rasmer struggling, but he was almost at zero. Did he like hit a big trade? That's what I'm saying. Like,
he hit like a 600% gain.
That's what I think is going to happen near the top of the leaderboard. These people are going to take some big swings on leverage, and someone's going to get over that 500K.
Well, you basically have to go like degen risk on mode.
Right.
Just to compete.
I love this. I feel like people need to do this more often.
Yeah, this is fun.
It's just cool.
I'm glad to be a part of it, but like, it's tough, dude, because you watch it and you're like, you try to like get an edge. Like, yeah, I'm getting smoked right now in these shorts. Smoked.
Are you taking more trades than you normally would? Or are you following basically?
Yeah, way more. Way more. Way, like astronomically more.
And what's the thought process there? Like, not your money. You need to be aggressive in a competition like this.
Yeah, like if you don't place top 4 or 5, it's like I know 6 through 10 get 5,000 syntax, which is like $5,000. But that 4th and 5th get 10K, 2nd and 3rd get 20K. So it's like that's the thing is like you got to kind of like swing.
That makes sense. Yeah, so you're taking more risks. I mean, because basically, it's not really a risk to an extent. I mean, it's like the risk is people like look at you zeroing out an account.
Yeah,
there's no capital risk.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think this is pretty cool. Yeah, I don't think 500K takes it. I think somebody's gonna beat that total.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I think it could. 500K is a lot.
Yeah, it is, but someone just needs to hit a 5x dinger, you know, from that 100K range, and they're right there. I just shot over the weather report. Maybe we can hit this up, and then we'll start diving into more of the show.
Yeah, I don't have a cool background music.
I'll hit you up. Just give me a second. Wait for it. I really just need to like bookmark this one song instead of putting it in a playlist with like 80 other. Go for it.
And we're back. Tuesday, October 28th, looking over at the crypto roundup. The majors dropped on the day with Bitcoin under 115K, ETH just over 4,100, Solana holding 200, and Hype back over 48. Limitless, was it Limitless? One of them, Lighter, had an issue where Hype wicked to $100. Oof. Over the past 24 hours, ETH Zilla Dat sold $40 million of Ethereum to buy back the stock. The equity gained 14% yesterday and is up another 4% pre-market. Speaking of buybacks, Metaplanet also announced their own $500 million share buyback program. Next up, not every treasury was selling as the American Bitcoin mining and treasury firm linked to the Trump family bought $163 million worth of Bitcoin. A new sovereign treasury also may emerge as a French bill to establish a Bitcoin reserve is heading to Parliament for voting, I want to say this week. Finally, it's a historic day for crypto ETFs as Bloomberg bro Eric Balchunas confirmed that Solana, HBAR, and Litecoin ETFs will begin trading today. Back to you in the studio, Red.
Excellent weather report as always. Easy. Solana ETF coming today is kind of fun. We got Bitwise, Solana. We got Canary Litecoin. We've got Canary HBAR. Are you still in HBAR? I know you. It was like a obscure position.
I saw like just old purchases. I'm up like a ton on them because I was buying like sub 10 cents. Yeah, but that's about it. It's kind of just holding those. I forget I own them. They're sitting in a Coinbase account. Like I didn't even self-custody them.
Just forget you own them. Hold them forever. How's HBAR doing? Let me take a look over there. I know that was up pretty big. What'd you end up buying that at?
Sub 10 cents is my average. I want to say like 8 and change.
Gotta love that. Gotta love that. All right, let's peek over here at HBAR. Let's look at HBAR in terms of USD. 20 cents?
It's at 20 cents.
A little 2x? At least?
Around there. 2, almost 3. Yeah, I was buying like... Yeah, I was buying back late June. And then 2023, I was like the most vocal about being bullish on it. So I wish I sold that 40-cent rip.
Yeah, it would have been nice. I don't even know what to try to do here in terms of like a wedge. Might not be wedging quite yet. We'll see. More ETFs, bullish, I think, overall, right?
Yeah, you can't be not bullish on that.
You talked about prediction markets earlier, some mention markets. Which ones are you looking at today?
FOMC tomorrow.
All right, so we're going to say what Powell's saying at the FOMC?
Yep, mention market on FOMC.
All right, let's see. What do we got here?
I like inflation, no, at 50 plus times. No, I'm pretty heavy on no's for this one because we have the government shutdown. So like we might not even have CPI prints or any of that stuff. So I lean more on the no's for some of this stuff. Powell say no on recession. Powell say no on dissent. Inflation 50 plus times, no. Dissent, I like no. Pandemic, I like yes. But I don't like it at 70 cents, so I passed on that. I'm on 5 no's.
Does he say
recession? No. What?
Does he say pandemic often during these FOMCs? Like, does he normally say it? I'm confused. Why this is like here?
He said it the last 2.
Okay. Interesting. What do you use to get your alpha on like the like words? Do you have like a site you use, or like are you looking at transcripts?
Yeah, so I use a site called MentionMetrix.
MentionMetrix.
Yeah, it's this site. I'll send you it. I sent it in the private chat. This is the site that I use. Some guy saw me posting about prediction markets and like vibe coded this site. It's pretty good. So it lets you like just select speaker, search for words, and see what happens.
Oh, this is really cool.
Yeah, it's very easy to use. So I like doing that.
It's like a pandemic.
Yep.
Ah, interesting. So basically, he's just like cataloging like are these speeches. Can you see the whole speech here or no? I guess
Yeah.
you search.
If you search for one, it'll pop up. I believe you can open it if you click into it. Yeah, show matches. Should show you each one, and then you might be able to click into it. I don't know. I just look for the matches and see where it's from.
That's cool. That's really cool. That's gonna be like a big time thing for these mention markets, having like the ability to
Yeah.
quickly source that data.
It just gives you an edge, like a slight edge, and that's like more what I care about is like seeing if trends and all that other stuff. Like inflation 50 plus times. He's hit it 4 of the last 5, but the last 3 have only been by 2 or 3.
Let me pull up inflation. 53.
Yeah.
31.
Go to monthly. You're on weekly. So monthly or even quarterly. We can see the last 2. So it's been trending down.
This doesn't seem like this graph is right. So this is July's FOMC, 60.
Yep.
Then we didn't have then we had September, 53. So we went 60 and then we went 53. And then before that, do we go before that? That's not giving me the granular.
No, because it's you got to think there's only been 2 before this
Right.
quarterly. So that's why I'm like I lean on that. Yeah, I like the play here. I like the 50.
No 150. Yeah, it might be.
No.
Yeah, they're gonna have less data to go off of. I wonder like what the alpha is because like he's not gonna. He's probably gonna talk about not having as much data with the shutdown. Like, I think that has to be part of what's happening here during this. And I wonder how it's gonna affect like the overall tone too. And like, are we going to see more like dovish or hawkish based on that? Do you have any like thoughts on what we hear from him or like what you're looking to hear from him in terms of like macro, like basically how our
To be honest, I think we sell off just because people are going to say it was like expected.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think that one rate cut's priced in. It's going to happen. It's really just what he says during his speech. Why is he saying edging 3+ times?
I don't know.
Mandate, tariff. I'm trying to think of what words like would like correlate to like dovish versus hawkish policy. I think like the more you start talking about inflation, but like you can talk about it either way, like positive inflation or like you're talking about there's too much inflation, not enough inflation. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, ideally, what we see is him saying, okay, like we're in a cutting cycle now. We're going to continue to cut until we get things where we want. If we're saying like it's more of like a wait and see, like, hey, we're going to take a measured approach. We're going to make this cut, and then we're going to look at the data again, and we're going to figure out like what's happening. I think there's a couple different ways like the tone of the meeting could go that could push the markets in either direction.
Yeah. Yep.
And then Powell's out
Probably
next. Powell's out next May. So like he's only going to have a handful more of these conferences.
He has this one, November, January, March.
Yep. So four more total for Powell before we get the new
4 left. And then the other market I'm interested in is the New York mayoral election.
Okay. Just the
Cuomo's now up over 10%. Got as high as 12%.
And what was he down at during the lows? That was okay. So he was down to like 4%.
Yeah,
below 4% at one point.
He got the Eric Adams backing. So Eric Adams has now gone out and endorsed him, which was big. Which I saw that and I was like, interesting. Yeah, so now we're kind of just in this market where it's like Zoran, do you take the flyer against Zoran going into this in hopes that we get some more news that kind of drives it up? We only had 2 debates. There won't be another one. So that's why I'm like, okay, this becomes very interesting.
This is such a crazy swap that happened here. I don't think you normally see this an election go from like 90-10
Yep.
all the way to the other way, 90-10 very often. Like, that's
No.
pretty crazy.
No.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. This one's interesting.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, even if it drops like 60 though, or 70, that's still a 3x.
What happens if Sliwa drops out?
Nothing.
Doesn't affect
Like
the
he's
odds.
already, he's less than 1%.
But that doesn't help Cuomo very much, you don't think, in terms of voter base?
No, you have a 20x if he drops out, but I don't know if he will. We're so late into it.
Yeah. When does he have to drop out by? Because sometimes they like concede early.
So a concede does not qualify. I think, yeah, by November 3rd.
Okay. Gotcha.
The election's November 4th.
Okay, so he has to drop out before the election. You can't like concede during it. That'd be like a weird. Yep. Okay, so this is coming up under resolution next week.
Yeah.
That's the big one.
Yep.
Anything else you have your eye on? Anything else in prediction markets that's like been interesting to you, whether it's actual trades or like tooling?
Not really. I mean, there's a new product launching here soon that I've been talking with. They're not live yet, so I'm kind of just waiting to see what's going to happen.
Okay. Okay. Oh, we've got our guest.
The man of the hour.
The man who needs no introduction, our friend, our buddy. He's been on this show for a long time. He is the art connoisseur. He is now the meme coin master. We've got Node. Welcome to the show, Node. Node, I've missed you, buddy. How you been? How you feeling?
You know, pretty good. It's wonderful to see you, Ray, and Easy. You know, my 2 favorite guys. I don't know where Kix is. He's also my favorite. Clemente is on the 2nd string, and then Nick and Pio. I don't know where they rank. We won't do that today.
How have you been? How have you? I haven't caught up with you in a while, which is really unfortunate. But we've been talking about the meme coins and the X402 stuff in particular, and I was like, I gotta get Node on for this one. How have you been? What have you been up to?
Yeah. I mean, I never left. I've been hanging around in the background, lurking on Twitter, trying to keep my head above water. I had an e-commerce business that I've been running for the last few years, and it finally sold last week, so I can shove that money into the market. Yeah, now I'm excited to be back. I ended up falling into the. I did have some fun with the meme coins, but yeah, I think it's actually a little bit more exciting now because people are valuing things that may end up actually having a little bit of utility or actually have a purpose in life. So yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I'll play the meme coin game just to make some money, but hopefully we can end up putting our money behind things that actually matter in the next little while. And yeah, I haven't forgotten about art either. So, you know, there happened to be my favorite artist on the TV back there. Her website is on. I don't know if anyone remembers her name.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
yeah.
are you gonna convert those meme coins to more Emily Z's, or is that the end game?
It actually is. Yeah, I've been slowly acquiring more of her art. So yeah, I don't own either of those pieces. Those were like one of ones that were like embroidered, and they went for a pretty penny. But yeah, I have 2 pieces hanging in my house. I'm working on creating another like triptych to hang kind of over my stairwell. So yeah, it should be good. I need a few things to pop, and then I can spend more money on art.
Oh man, speaking of popping, I took some of your advice way back when, and I am in this token called Y2K, and I might have a bone to pick with you here. Are we coming back, or is this one in trouble?
Well, I think all meme coins are kind of in trouble, dude. If I were to give you that, the honest opinion. Hey, Y2K was good to me, man. I made it. It was good. It ripped up. Now it's at like a sub 2 million market cap. I mean, it's been if there is any chance for it to rebound, I think it's in near of a bottom, you know. But you never know. I like those guys. I haven't. What's interesting is I still think there's a lot of like cultural Y2K momentum in general. So if Memecoins ever come back, I mean, this guy's got a shot to do something. But yeah, I own a tiny little bag of this still. Really like the guys behind it, but yeah, I don't own much. I'll put it that way.
I just had to rip you a little bit there because this is one that I jumped into.
You're supposed to sell when it's up there. Yeah, when you see where it gets really high, that's when you sell it right there.
When you sell it.
I had some nice sells in that range. So
yeah, I think I bought it like here and then just held it forever. So I did not catch the top on this one. I guess I just thought it was gonna go up forever, which who knows in this space. But we brought you on to talk X402s, talk about the run we've seen, talk about Tibbir. What can you tell us about this resurgence in the AI meta? Like, what have you been seeing in the trenches? You've been big in this space.
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, as much as I hate to admit, I think Clemente's little ditty yesterday, I think he was kind of right. Like, I think a lot of the X402s are people are going to get rinsed on them. But I actually, I was talking to a good friend the other day, and he kind of mentioned he hasn't been in crypto for a while, and he, looking at the convergence of AI and everything, he thought, you know what, I think pretty soon here we might actually like crypto might actually be ready, right, for like true utility with AI. I still think we're a little bit early, if I'm being honest. Like, I think we're getting ahead of ourselves just slightly, but the pieces are falling into place. So I don't own any X402s other than Tibbir, which, you may or may not consider it an X402. It's definitely related. But yeah, I started scaling into this around 80 million market cap, fell into the Tibbir hole thanks to KD actually. Dude, this, you asked me what Tibbir is, and I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. It's Ribbit spelled backwards. But what I can tell you is exactly, I could tell you why it's worth what it is. If you're interested in diving into the Ribbit hole with me, I'm happy to go there.
I am very, very interested in diving into the Tibbir hole or the Ribbit hole, however you want to say it, because I keep seeing this on my timeline and I just haven't had the time or like the knowledge of like where to go to dive down this. Because people just say Tibbir, like it's all I see is just like
yeah,
mimetic momentum. So like, is there substance behind this?
Yeah. So, and there's kind of reasons for it too. I mean, let's start with the caveats, and the very straightforward things that people need to know. Like, number one, the company behind this is Ribbit Capital, and they have not explicitly, like on their Twitter, have not made any official announcements, right? That like, hey, this is what we're building. Like in a direct confirmation. However, it's blatantly obvious to anybody that has done 5 minutes of research that Ribbit Capital is behind this. The breadcrumbs are insane even from the very beginning when it launched in, I think it was January. It was launched and it was linked to Mickey Malka's wallet was the one that funded it. So you look into who Mickey Malka is, people are like, yeah, it's some random billionaire, some guy. Mickey Malka is the founder of Ribbit Capital. And Mickey Malka is also the guy that is one of the founders of the Node Foundation that bought the CryptoPunks IP, and put it into the nonprofit to preserve punks forever. And if you look at Ribbit Capital's investment history, so Mickey's the guy right there, yeah. If you look at who they've funded, so if you go back to the Rebels page, I mean, these are all companies that they've funded. They have seeded the entire industry. So, I mean, you talk about Coinbase, Robinhood, you got Athena, Credit Karma. I mean, you just go down the list.
Ethereum,
you can see all
Arcaster.
Yeah, you can see all the companies that they have gone behind, and they've also funded big names just in traditional in TradFi as well. So I mean, you just look down the list: Revolut, Stripe. So these are big names.
Robinhood.
Yeah, Robinhood. So if you start there, and before I go any further, I'll just tell you 3 places that I think everybody, if you want to actually research deep and dig into like what's happening here, you look at three things. Number one, you are going to go to the Ribbit Cap website, which is where you just were, and you're gonna go to the knowledge section, and you're gonna read the token letter. Now, I know most of you in crypto don't know how to read, so you can also download the token letter and put it into ChatGPT and tell it to summarize it for you. And by the way, if you look at this knowledge section, they wrote a letter on Bitcoin in 2013. So they bought Bitcoin, I think it was in 2012, as an institution, as a fund. So they have a history of being like ahead of the curve and right. Like they wrote a crypto letter in 2018. So they buy in early, and they tend to be right and early on a lot of things. So this is what makes it a little bit bullish. So anyway, three things you should look for. You should read the token letter. You should look at the Ribbit 2012 Twitter handle and read everything that has to say. And then you should look up Altcoinist on Twitter and read all of his articles on Tibbir. And that'll give you like the deep dive on what the F Tibbir is, and like what we think is happening. So if I start back on the timeline here,
is it this? Am I looking for an altcoinist?
Let's see. It's I think you had a not that. Go ahead and type. Yeah, it's the one right below that guy there. Yep. This guy, dude, has written the most insane deep dives on Tibbir, and the reason why nobody really knows and understands what Tibbir is because number one, they haven't like just blatantly put out a formal announcement. So this project has been building in stealth for 9 months plus. But all the info that you need to learn about, if you're interested, it's all out there, but it's just not quite hasn't been made official. So we start with Mickey Malka. He launches a token. And nobody, people just do on-chain sleuthing to figure out that it's connected to his wallet, right? So Tibbir gets launched earlier this year, and people can do nothing but speculate, right? A little bit later, the Ribbit 2012 AI agent pops up on X, and this is just another AI agent, seems like, right? Just like AI XBT or something, but it goes out and it independently buys itself a punk. And its pinned tweet there tells you about it. But it went out and it bought a punk, and it did it based on the traits and the branding that it felt like were important for Tibbir. So it basically created its own mascot, right? And then this AI agent account starts tweeting about all sorts of stuff, from payment rails and agentic commerce, AI to AI interactions. It's talking about what big companies in TradFi are doing that has to do with AI commerce, agentic commerce, whatever you want to call it, machine to machine interactions. And so over time, it's starting to paint a picture of the industry that it seems like this token is very much related to, which is agentic commerce. And then what ends up happening is the Ribbit Capital rehauls their entire website over the course of the last couple of weeks. And if you go back to ribbitcap.com, like look at the top right.
Yeah, it's backwards.
It's so insanely obvious, right? That this is Tibbir. It's that that there's something going on here, that there's a link. And there's a million more, little breadcrumbs you can pick up. So they write this letter on the token letter, and this was actually written back in June or July, but it wasn't released to the public until a couple weeks ago. So you have this whole X402 meta, which look, I'm not like some super tech guy. I don't really get it all, but these guys have been building something for the entire year at least, and Ribbit Capital is. Mickey Malka happens to know all these big players in the space, and he's very well connected. So if you were to, like for me, I take a look at all this X402 stuff, and I don't know who's who and what's what. And then I look at Ribbit Capital and I say, well, who is this company connected with, right? Like if there's anyone that could coordinate maybe amongst their portfolio companies and work on things, and they also happen to have really strong connections in the traditional finance world, there might be something to this. So there's a lot going on here, and I haven't even really told you what Tibbir is, because look, there's who knows exactly what exactly it's going to do. But if you talk to someone like Altcoinist, he's going to tell you that a lot of it will have to do with know your agent, right? So there's this whole concept with right now, the entire internet is built for KYC, right? Like us. Like if you did the MegaETH sale, you know the pain of KYC. But in the future, with AI agents doing all of the commerce for us, there's going to need to be a way to credential these agents, right? To know that they are your agent and that they have permission to do certain things and that they can verify on different websites. So Ray top blasting Tibbir at 420. This is perfect right here. And now you can get mad at me if this thing goes down. But the thing is, it hasn't even come out of stealth. And that's what's funny, right? Is like everybody thinks it's a meme coin because it's got this meme coin type memetics in marketing, because there's a bunch of schizo, we call them frogs, right? Like guys like me that, dude, they're like analyzing Beeple's latest piece that has, did you see Beeple's latest piece, by the way?
I did see
He references Tibbir.
I saw Tibbir was involved.
So I mean, look, the when I like to look at a token, like, and this one's tough, right? Because I'm up 5x, so I don't want to like, this is not financial advice in any way. But I like to look at three things when I look at any kind of investment, right? It's like you look at the team behind it, you look at what the token utility might be, like what is the token exactly, and then you kind of look at the community sometimes. And the community, dude, is full of XRP level conspiracy theorist guys that were analyzing the dots in the top left of this image, trying to figure out how it related to Tibbir, and they're looking at the guys in the hoods and being like, oh, if you look at the guys in the hoods, there's 3 of them. If you look at the candles, there's 3 of them. And Tibbir's meme is 33 billion is what people are shooting for, and like, so who knows, right? We'll make connections on anything just for kicks. And, there's been like 4 different translations of what this Braille thing actually means. So I have no idea what this is all about. But yeah, dude, it's interesting. I think the reason why everybody loves to just give everyone crap about it is because nobody's taking the time to actually do the research. Yeah, see, no control button.
This is wild. I'm having so much fun. The fact that this is like a little bit more than a meme coin, than also a meme coin, that's like why I just like install it. Like you sold me very, very quickly on this. Is a very good sales pitch. I can see why you have a successful e-commerce business.
Well, the problem is like the more digging you do, like the more fun it is. So what I will say, right, is like, look, the any meta can come and go, right? So the question that you need to ask yourself, there's a couple questions you need to ask yourself. Number one, do you think that like Ribbit Capital is actually behind this token? And for me, that's like 100%. Now, look, I can't give that to anybody else because you got to do your own research and figure it out. But if you look at that interview, can you play the audio on that, on the one
This
right
one?
there? Yeah. This interview is Raoul Paul talking with Mickey Malka, and he
I'll let you give context.
Oh, yeah, actually scroll forward. This may not be the clip, but there's a clip of him asking, scroll to the very end. Let's just see if he's actually laughing at there. If he's got a giant grin on his face. Okay, this is not it. Anyway, Raoul Paul asks Mickey Malka point blank, what is the Ribbit 2012 agent, right? And Mickey Malka just gives him this giant grin and just says, I have no idea. So that's been a fun, like, little meme within the community. Like he's following, Mickey Malka is following Ribbit 2012 on Twitter. Like several of the portfolio companies that Ribbit Capital's invested in are following, some of the people that are at those companies are following Ribbit 2012. So there's something there. So the question you got to ask yourself is, okay, is Ribbit Capital behind this token? I think the answer is like obviously yes. Then number two is, do you think agentic commerce in the future is going to be something meaningful? You know, like if you don't believe in AI agents doing transactions online with each other, and like, you know, your AI agent going out and managing your finances and then coming back and buying you, you know, something off Amazon and then going over to wherever Target and finding something else because you want to, you know, do some remodeling in your house or something like that. Like if you don't believe that that's ever going to happen, then I would not be investing in a token that is talking about the future of, you know, AI commerce and the future of tokens and everything. So I would honestly read the token letter. It's 41 pages, and it did seem like an interesting insight into the future. And then you got companies like, who was it? I think it was Gartner Institute or something that said they anticipate there's going to be $30 trillion of commerce just by AI agents in the next 5 years or something. So if you believe some of that, then you're going to want to say, well, maybe I should take a look at some of this AI stuff. But yeah, man, it's a fun. It's been hilarious, dude. Like I say, the Tibbir schizos, a lot of them are geniuses, and a lot of us are just absolutely idiots that look for any kind of. I mean, they'll see like punks and wonder like, oh, what is Mickey doing with punks that's gonna influence Tibbir? It's like, he's not doing anything. That's just a separate, he bought that and put it away so that they the punk's legacy can live on forever. But right here, this is it right here. What you need to figure out and see if it makes sense to you is KYA. Is that going to be a bigger deal than KYC?
Yeah, and this is something I need to deep dive on, and I'm actually excited to read this. I know that out of our audience of a couple thousand people who watch and listen to this, I think there's going to be absolutely zero people who read this entire paper. No offense, but I will be one of them who does, because this is very interesting, and I think that agentic like actions are going to be very big. I think we're seeing it early right now because I like have like coding and developer skills, and I'm more of a project manager than I am a dev at this point whenever I'm spinning up a new project. And I think that most people are going to find that they are going to be life managers versus life doers as kind of AI expands. And I think that we saw a little bit of that with the new OpenAI browser. What excited me was like, hey, like go plan this trip for me, present me with the best options based on reviews, prices, etc., and then come back to me and let me just check out. And I think that's going to be a huge vertical that's going to like really push like mainstream into AI and like agentic operations. So I want to do a deeper dive into like what their views are here with payments. I think I'm pretty convinced based on what I've seen already that like Ribbit Capital is involved with this token at least. So if this is exposure to something like this that could be a game changer from a company that invests in game changers, then I think that a $1,000 bet at a $420 million market cap is just fair for what everyone just watched me do on stream. First time I bought it, I've been like deep in virtuals. I'm pretty sure I saw this launch on virtuals. I was taking a look at their virtuals launchpad page to see like what details there were. There's like nothing.
Yeah.
Like
dude, there's guys that bought day one and they have not sold a penny still. It's insane. They really do.
I think that has to be insiders. Like that has to be people who understand what it was, right? Or you think it's like normal?
No. These are guys. I'm in the. There's like a
you're in the cabal.
The DM group chat of like 200 guys into Tibbir, and these guys are not insiders. I'll tell you that. Like they are not insiders. There aren't. That's the whole thing. That's why people love Mickey so much, and like this whole thing, because it seems like he's tried to make this as fair of launch as possible. Right? He launched it and let the degens figure out who it was and what was going on, and then slowly started dripping out information, right? So, and what's even cooler is, I forget how long ago it was a few months ago, the Ribbit of 2012 AI agent announced on Twitter, it said, hey, we're going to do a commemorative NFT, and so if you own one Tibbir, you can go and claim it. So I went and claimed my commemorative NFT, and who knows what that'll be? What that'll
your
be?
PFP?
No, that's a dude. It's a guy that's in the Tibbir community that's creating these PFPs one off for people that that like it. So this is not even an official collection as of yet, and he's just building them for fun for everybody. So if you see these pixelated frogs, you know it's a Tiberian, I guess, as it were. But and yet another Easter egg, right? If you look at the commemorative NFT, the Soulbound NFT that they gave out, it looks like one side of the coin, right? And then the other side of the coin, is on the Ribbit token letter. Like when you go to download the Ribbit token letter, there's a little coin up there, and it's clearly the other side of the coin of the commemorative. That right there, like it looks exactly like the same style of coin, the same exact, the way that the dimensions are on the different like outlines, and the R is backwards. It's like it's the same. It's the other side of the coin of the commemorative NFT.
Where is
so they're doing all these little things.
NFT? Is it tradable?
No, it's a Soulbound actually. So which is also interesting. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, go to OpenSea, and you can look on. What's 2971 guy? I think is one of my wallets there. You can is one of my profiles. 2971 guy or 2791. That's embarrassing. That's the number of my punk, and I can't even remember it. But there's a. I can go ahead and try and take a look as well.
2791 guy. Gotcha.
Yeah.
2971 guy.
29. There you go. You found it. It ought to show up somewhere. There it is, right there, next to my Schmate. Shout out to Schmripto. Yeah. So this is one side of the coin, and then if you zoom in on the other one, you'll see that it looks, it's the same style, as this coin. Has different, obviously has an R on it or whatever. And again, the Tibbir schizos, they zoomed in on this coin here. I don't know how you blow this one up. It might be somewhere else, but if you zoom in on that coin, there's the letter N is like in the border, and the letter N has the exact same font as the Node Foundation logo. So it's like there's just a million different fun little Easter eggs that they've been putting out. Yeah, right there. The future belongs to the rebels. You look at that N, and then you look at the Node Foundation's N, it's like identical. So it's really, they've been doing lots of fun little things for people to discover. And so the question becomes, is Ribbit Capital behind it? I think so. Is agentic commerce going to be big? If you think so, then this is worth it. But then the biggest question you need to ask is Ribbit Capital positioned to, like, how focused are they on this project, right? Like, is this a side project? Is this something that they are going all in on and trying to coordinate with different companies to build out an infrastructure? If you talk to the hardcore Tibbir people, they're like, we are laying the groundwork for KYA, like know your agent verification, for the entire new financial structure of the world, right? If the new world is going to be all agents interacting, then like this could be the credentialed service that these agents have to use. And by the way, Ribbit Capital is doing like several of their portfolio companies, and they themselves, like they're well integrated with different companies. It's like Google's doing a partnership with I think it was Crossmint. Crossmint's doing a partnership with MoneyGram, and that's one of like their portfolio companies. Guess who powered the mint for the Soulbound NFT? Crossmint. So there's all these different like fun connections that you can find. And look, I have no idea what exactly it is. I'm an idiot. But as Mando said, it's up only technology for now. So we're enjoying the ride. And yeah, there's a lot of interesting people that are in it. You go ahead and look at the people that are following Ribbit of 2012. There's some pretty big names in there. So I think they're on to something. But again, dude, this is all just fun. It's just a fun, like, speculative Easter egg game up to this point. So whenever this project exits stealth, I think the coin's gonna move a lot in one direction or the other, right? So that's kind of the big risk, right? I personally don't I don't doubt the schizo's ability to meme this thing to $1 billion on the back of nothing at all but conjecture. But if you look deeper, you see that there's something there, and then you got to decide, like, how stupid are we being at certain MCAPs, right? With this thing. So
Yeah, so like I was very irresponsible here. If I would be more responsible and get into this later, I don't want to. I didn't want to miss out on the push. Okay, say we have like a macro pullback. I'm just gonna pull up fibs here. Being that this has like decent momentum, maybe looking at it in the what's this 220 to 280 range for a pullback. If you're going to be a little bit more risk averse, if it breaks down below this previous high of 300. So I wouldn't recommend top blasting like I did, but I know that I'm not going to buy this and remember it when it drops to this level. And I am pretty sold. So we'll see if it's smart or it's dumb. I'm pretty sold that it is them. My other concern though is like after you start talking about these soulbound NFTs and like what that could potentially mean, like is that going to be gateway for like actual token? Or is it going to be like, hey, this is actual token? So like, is there another like token vehicle that could potentially spring up from this, an actual utility token? You know,
the soulbound NFTs, there's only 1,500 were claimed right around there. So I have no idea what it's gonna do or be. We all hope that it'll mean something, like, oh, this will be some extra something or other, right? But it may not be anything. It's literally said it was a commemorative NFT, and people that hold it are proud to own it, and excited that they were early enough to get the commemorative. But I mean, I would doubt that it would really, put a dent into the actual larger token itself, right? So,
well, my thought process is like, this is a meme coin. They have a TGE for an actual token that's powering this bigger thing. It's not just powered by a meme coin where they don't have, an idea of supply control, etc. This counts as like, hey, you own this. You are going to be eligible to participate in the pre-sale or the public sale at a fair allocation. Like that's just where my head goes for like maybe like a bear case for the meme coin, bull case for holders of this, if that makes sense.
Oh, interesting. And yeah, that's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
I would doubt that they would screw, like, the thing you got to think about too is like, if you like Mickey Malka's, he has been, I mean, what it appears to be so far, it's like he's just really looking out for he wants your average person to be able to participate in the upside, right? He's very much into that ethos of crypto. And so I would doubt it. Like, I think it's more likely that, I mean, they funded most of the big exchanges out there. So I don't know why they'd complicate it by doing some other stuff where they screw over the actual Tibbir coin holders to do something else. I could be totally wrong, but like, I think it's just as easily likely that Tibbir starts getting listed on T1 exchanges, because guess who happens to be like on the board of some of these exchanges, right? And funded them from the beginning, Ribbit Capital. So there's something there. And the other thing too that's kind of interesting is that Mickey has never, and Ribbit Capital, they've never denied anything, right? They haven't denied at some point you would think if they were super bearish if they were getting worried, we ought to go out and say, hey, this is not our token, or we don't have meaningful stuff planned for this, because of, you would think that they might start getting worried, like, we don't want people getting hurt. But you never know. So we shall see. It did feel good to watch Tibbir flip Zora, though, after watching Ansem, shill Zora and stuff, and then Tibbir, which has like no big KOLs behind it, start flipping all these other protocols. So
yeah, I wanted to bring this up for a comparison. So like, I mean, you're definitely taking a big risk on something that's already pumped quite a bit. It is past Toshi, one of the OG meme coins on base at 332. Brett, another one. This one's pretty much like, I don't know if anyone really like considers this market cap fair for Brett, because
I hate this coin. I don't understand it, and I think this is the worst meme that's ever existed, is Brett. I never got it.
I think it's a Pepe character, but I think it's very largely manipulated. I think I think that like it's very supply controlled and has been from the beginning. I'd have to like dive into like a bubble maps of like what exactly it looks like, but like a lot of it is like supply controlled over time for Brett. So
Yeah.
I think this one's like not a good comp, but I think like looking at like a Toshi, the fact that it's flipped Zora in circulating market cap is pretty crazy. So like this thing is like already up there, and I think like that kind of almost like that momentum is kind of like part of the reason why I grabbed it at this point. But yeah, I mean, people are saying like, hey, I don't want to flip this for a 2x to 1 billion. That's not enough upside. Like I don't mind a 2x on $1,000 if it gets there.
Yeah, it's
So-
like you got all these guys are like a 2x isn't good enough for them. Same with the MegaETH ICO, right? Like a lot of people were saying like, oh, I don't want to lock up my funds. Even the people that are non-US investors, they're like, I'm only going to get a 5x on this over the course of 2 months. No way, I'm not doing this. Like, you guys are absolutely idiots. You know what I mean? Like, if your opportunity cost in 2 months is a 5x, you should be worth 8 figures. Like, you should absolutely be worth 8 figures. Like, I don't really get like I mean, I do get the mentality. Everybody thinks they're smarter than they are. But for me, I'm like, this is going to save me from over trading myself. I'm going to lock it up for a year. So.
Yeah, it's the difference between picking a single number on a roulette wheel versus red or black. You know, they want the 35 to 1 odds that they think they're going to hit because they see other people hitting it. It just, yeah. But a recap on the MegaETH, we have it pulled up on screen if you're listening on YouTube. Over 540 mil committed now, 10.8x oversubscribed. I have not committed. I am working on committing. We'll see what happens here. Being US,
I have committed.
Not ideal.
I have committed. You want to know what's bullish about MegaETH is that the website didn't crash on launch day.
Yeah.
And I don't know of a single project that was this hyped where the site didn't crash. So it's such a stupid thing, but I like that it functioned exactly as it should. And yeah, I'm in. I'm curious that hopefully I can get an allocation that's reasonable. But that's where everyone's going to be mad. Everyone's going to be mad again because there's $500 million allocated for 50 million. So everyone's going to be super mad at not getting in or what they got, but is what it is. They've tried really hard to include everybody, and from the Fluffles to the Echo round. I got in on the Echo round, so I was pretty stoked on that. So
that's a big one. So let's take a look at the moon math
double
here.
Down on that.
Echo round at current pre-market. So you are up quite nicely on that one. Up $70,000. Fluffle round, I'm in Fluffle round. This one's not as good. It's almost a 10x on initial. If you're in this sonar round right now at the current FDV, if you get the max allocation, I mean, you're up big, but you're not going to get a max allocation at the max. So this is a little skewed, I think.
Anyone that listens to the show is not a max allocation. Not saying you all are poor. I'm just saying that we're not important.
You definitely just called everybody poor.
I think like the only person I can think of that's gonna get the max allocation. So what I meant is like we're like important enough is I think Legendary is obviously gonna get a max allo.
I'd argue
beyond that.
I'd argue I get max allo or close to it. But Legendary is very good as well. He's got 60 some bad buns. He's got I think he's a green circle on Ethos. He's got OG ETH wallets. He has testnet on MegaETH. Good social capital on Kaido. He's been on the Kaido leaderboard. But the thing is, he's not going to lock up his token, so he's not going to have that little bit. So like, I don't know how big of a factor that's going to be, because locking up your tokens is going to play a role in the allocation period.
I think it should take the biggest. Like, I don't know why it seemed like it was a little bit of a like a secondary thing. Like, it'll be considered, but it seems like locking up your tokens for a year should be like the main. That ought to be the main thing considered. One of the top things considered is if you're willing to hold this for a year, or if you have to as a U.S. citizen. Right. So yeah, for me, I'm taking this as an opportunity to say I think this is a very good fair valuation on this, and I'm going to lock it up for a year so I don't overtrade and chop myself to death in the meantime. So
yeah, I was talking about this, so I want to get your take. So my thought process was year long lockup. I am right now the altcoin I'm most invested in, and I probably pull out of a bit to throw into this would be Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid sitting at $50 right now. I think that Hyperliquid can 3x in the next year. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. And a 3x on the MegaETH would be basically a $3 billion valuation. So you're looking at things like, I mean, SWI's pretty large at 26. I don't know if it's going to be like SWI level, but if you look at like, say it's like a top 50 coin. So like the 50th coin, say it's like pump fund level, you know, like that's a $5 billion coin right now. So it's like kind of close if you're saying like, do I hold hype for a year or do I allocate into this at $1 billion and then take the chance on MegaETH for a year? So like that was like kind of the framework I was trying to use when deciding like how much allocation to put in if I had the opportunity. So like,
it's a great question. And I agree with you. I think anytime I end up chatting with somebody that's outside of crypto or is just sort of wanting to dabble again, I always refer to hype because I'm like, I actually feel more comfortable holding hype than like Sol or ETH. As weird as that sounds, like I like hype. I like it's spitting off cash. It's getting used. They've done it right the whole time. Bullish momentum, bullish announcements with the stock stuff. I think there's a lot of interesting things they're going to keep building, and they have such goodwill that I don't know that there's another. I mean, there's anything can happen, of course, right? But I don't know there's like any other perp dexes like that have the amount of goodwill and the momentum and just the following that hype does. So it seems to be building its own moat like pretty nicely. In crypto, I know there are no moats, but it's like, I mean, Aster just made a run at it and people are already back to hype, right? They're already way back at hype. They like it more. It's a better product, of course. So it is tough. And honestly, for me, like I looked at, since I sold my business, I had like the cash. I'm actually putting it half and half. I'm going like half into hype and half into MegaETH. So
okay.
that I'm just splitting the difference because I don't know. I think maybe just the fact that hype will be liquid the whole time, it would maybe give it the edge. But for me, I'm also like battling my own psychology, knowing that I'll do dumb stuff with my money. So if I lock it up for a year, like I've already made the choice, and I'm going to lock in, the long-term capital gain, and hopefully we're not in like the throes of a bear market, and we come out on top. So.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think the thing with with hype and Aster, I think like you basically saw like hype was just on this like rocket ship, and then Aster dropped, and we had this massive like repricing where basically it's like, okay, now there's actually competition. We've repriced down, and now we're kind of like hopefully resuming up only from like this new like level. So like that's my hope here. I'm watching it. I'm looking at to break this basically. Like we had like a trend line moving here that we broke below. If we can reclaim this trend line, like that's when I'm going to start getting excited. Things are going to be interesting, especially if you like reclaim this trend line like at all-time high around like $58 in the next couple weeks. So I'm excited by hype. I hold hype. That's kind of like was my comparison like for shifting assets, because most of my altcoin bag is in hype, and like it's like almost like I have my Bitcoin, but then like for my on-chain holdings, it's like hype and then degen barbell for the most part.
Yeah, my portfolio right now is bizarre. It's I only have 3 coins at the moment. I have Bitcoin, I have Tibbir, and I have REKT. And like that's it. And so we'll see how it goes. I actually had hype, and I sold some so I could get it into the MegaETH sale. And then because my funds for my the sale of my business I'm having to get them on chain still through all the annoying central exchanges. So I'm still like waiting to get all my funds. So my thought was I sold my hype. I'm going to put it into MegaETH, and then the funds that I have coming in, I'm going to buy hype with it. So that's going to be my allocation for the next little while, I think. So, and look, I love OSF. Like the REKT chart has been total garbage for a long time, but I think OSF is still working hard and there are some catalysts to come.
I'm
So
not sure.
we'll see.
I was actually trying to. I didn't realize I didn't have that up. I was gonna actually pivot into this and then talk about REKT. Yeah. Yeah. So you said you hold REKT. I'm interested in REKT as well.
I bought like that first circle. Like I've actually played this nicely, right? Like I bought probably in between May and July there, and then I sold around 500 million market cap most of my holdings, and then I bought back in recently, and then it's gone down. It's gone down quite a bit since. But I think OSF is he's building something that's going to be very cool, and up to us to figure out how to value that. But I do think it won't take a lot to see this thing do something again. So it's a little bit of just like a binary bet, like either they have some really amazing announcements and some momentum, or this thing kind of just starts to slowly bleed. But I think with a founder like Ovi, I don't think this goes to zero. I guess I'll say that.
I agree. I tend to agree. I'm interested to see what happens with the energy drink when that comes out. That one should be fairly interesting. The circles here were the buybacks by REKT, where they bought more. So I was trying to when they had this buyback, look at when they bought the last one. I probably bought somewhere in this run up here, held it all the way. I'm just continuing to hold. So probably just below break even right now. But like you said, I think this is for me a longer term hold. I'm interested to see what they're building. And I think this is another one of those outside bets. Outsized bets. It may have a longer period to resolution. I may have to hold this another year, another 2 years.
Yeah.
But I like taking bets on things that could be huge in the future, outside of our little bubble. And I think that REKT has the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, 100%. Big fan of OSF. Shout out to him. He's out there grinding, and we'll see what happens. But I like the coin. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I think he said, what did he say? He had something basically say momentum's going to shift. He actually pushes the coin too, which is really cool to see from a founder. A lot of people shy away, and he's not afraid to talk about all right, we've been down, but hey, we're going to continue to grind and shilling token.
Yeah, and I think what's funny too, initially when REKT launched, to be totally honest, I didn't actually, since I hadn't actually tasted the drink when they initially launched, I thought that it was going to be an energy. I thought it was an energy drink. The way that the branding is, I thought this was an energy drink. So the fact that they've done well just off sparkling water so far, and they're gonna do an energy side, I think it's going to be interesting. And it's there's no better. The truth is there's no better customer base than crypto bros, dude. We just buy whatever if we like you. All the NFT projects, we'll just buy stuff if we like your brand. And so every single one of his drops is sold out in minutes. Every single thing they do, they sell through every single can. They've sold over 1 million cans in their first year, which is amazing. Granted, they did some fun incentive stuff. So it's my favorite story. It's interesting marketing too, because I bought, I don't know, 8 or 10 cases of REKT when they offered to give you whatever you can get some coins there. And then, exactly. And then I'm giving them out to neighbors and friends, and they're like, why do you have all of these? And I'm like, well, I've actually made $2,000 by buying $800 worth of this stuff, and it just blows their mind, right? They cannot fathom that worked. Now it wouldn't have worked in recent times, but it did at the time. So it's just a fun new way to grow your customer base that I think is pretty interesting. So
yeah, it's good marketing, and then you have people a lot of these extra drinks. They tell the story, they give them away, so it's on the ground guerrilla marketing, which I think is pretty cool. That being said, we've run up 15 minutes over. I've had a ton of fun talking with you, Node. I missed you. So this has been
good to be back. Good to say hi.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Thanks again for joining. Follow Node on X. You can follow him at Depeche Node _ DEPECHENODE _. For those who don't know how to spell Depeche, who are under the age of 30. That might be you at this point. Thanks again. Big time breakdown on Tibbir. Convinced me to buy some meme coins live on stream. We'll see how this goes. I'm gonna have to have him on in 6 months and show him that chart, just like I did with Y2K. That's a reminder to everyone who's watching that you need to DYOR, not financial advice. You can easily lose money. I just proved you could lose money. And we're gonna have Node back. I think we're gonna have Node back next week for some more guest appearances. So you have not had your complete fill of Node at this point. Team's going to be away. We're going to have Node on as a guest and some other guests as well. Also, little announcement here. This is going to be my last week doing the show from this house because I'm moving to a new house and we're gonna have some fun in the new house. Getting all that moving done. So I'm going to be very, very busy over the next week or two, and you're going to see me in new digs. Thanks again for listening today. We had a great show. We had a lot of fun. If you're going to catch us back, you can catch us on podcast. You can catch us on Spotify, Apple. You can watch us back on YouTube. See what we're talking about. Look at the conspiracy theories in real time. See the charts. See